real business owners.
Welcome back to the Real Business Owners Podcast. This is episode 54. It's myself, Trevor Cowley. As always, my partner, Kel Goodman. Today we've got a guest, which we haven't had in a hot minute. So,
oh, you haven't?
Yeah, your specialty. So this individual, how we met, I was minding my own business at the gym, just curling the 150s.
Here it comes.
It was just like, it was just a normal Tuesday, hitting the rack. And this guy couldn't believe it. So anyways, we've got Jake Hutton on the podcast for you guys today. Jake's done a lot of cool things. He's an entrepreneur. He's CrossFit Games. You've done that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Competed there. Mainly, most of your businesses or all your businesses in the fitness industry then?
Yes. All in the fitness industry.
In terms of like, you've got the marketing company. Tell us a little bit about some of the businesses that you have. You have Fitness Culture, right, which has the app and the gym.
Fitness Culture, app and the gym.
Okay.
We have the Naked app, which is an app with bookends.
Okay.
We have a gym management software called FitHive right now.
Okay.
That manages our gym, but is managed. So it's just for managing gyms, marketing, things like that.
Okay.
And then what you were talking about was my old company. It was called Gym Builder, where we did did marketing for gyms, but we pivoted because, I mean, you know how digital marketing is right now. It's getting so competitive.
Yeah.
And so we pivoted while we knew when we launched Gym Builder that it wasn't going to last forever.
So you just blew it out just for a period of time, just ran hard with it.
And then we started building FitHive, which is the software to allow people to do what we were doing for them. Just sales funnels, landing pages, text follow-ups, all that stuff inside of a gym management platform that also gives the gym their own app for like fitness features and things like that. So we started building that so we could transition our clients from Gym Builder over to FitHive, and so they can do it themselves.
Okay. So at one point you were marketing for gyms, and the purpose of your marketing was to increase their memberships, right?
Exactly. I mean, essentially mostly what we did was 6-week challenges for gyms.
Yeah. So, and you started seeing other gyms watch you do it, and so they started kind of copying what you were doing, and then the competition just went through the roof.
I copied someone else. Like someone came to my gym and did it.
Okay.
Right. So I owned a CrossFit gym up in the Salt Lake area.
You saw how
someone
well
came
it
into my
worked.
gym. It worked really well.
Yeah.
I ran one with him, and then my partners on the gym were like, "Hey," because they saw how much I paid him. Like, don't
Let's
do
try
that
this on our own.
No, they were just like, "Don't do that anymore." I mean, they were dudes that were business owners, and they'd been business owners for a while.
Yeah.
And so they were like,
Your partners
took their
were?
advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they own. Do you know Rockwell Watches?
Oh yeah.
Up in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So those guys, and so we had a gym together up there at their facility, and so they were basically like, "Hey, we can figure this out, man.
Cut that expense.
So anyway,
do that shit yourself."
We did it ourselves, and it was super easy. I mean, there wasn't really much to it, and that's what we're trying to get across to people with FitHive is it's not that hard. You just have to take the time to figure it out. And even with FitHive, they don't have to take the time to figure it out. That's what we tried to build for them. But essentially, we ran it for ourselves, did really well. Then I ran it for a couple buddies that had gyms.
Yeah.
Did some marketing campaigns for them.
Just testing it out to see if you could do it.
See if we could do it
for
in
other
other
people.
areas.
Yeah.
And it worked really well. And so for about 3 years, I mean, we had probably around 1,200 gyms all over. Like most of them in the United States, but we had some in Australia, UK, some just all over. And it went
So
really
was
well.
that like a one-time thing, or were people paying you a monthly fee for a long period of time? Or
so essentially, what we would do is we put up the ad, and that's why it was so easy. We put up the ad spend, and then we took a cut. So it was 6-week challenges. We kind of let the gyms name their price, but it was right around the $250 to $300 price point
to sign up for the 6-week challenge.
Yeah, for someone to sign up for their gym for the 6-week challenge. We would run all the ads. We gave them a platform to sign people up, like give them nutrition, give them an at-home program to like get them going to, things like that on the software side, and that's what eventually turned into the Fitness Culture app as well. Okay. But anyway, so we started by building that, and we would split the fee from the sign-up. So if it was $250, it was 60-40.
Okay.
We would take 60, the gym would get 40. Obviously, we spent the money on the ads, which costs at least $1,500 a pop for the 2-week enrollment. And so we risked that money thousands of times over the last few years,
How many times did it not come back and pay you back, or were you getting like 80, 90, 100% of the time getting results and getting the money back?
No, absolutely not. Some gyms stiffed us completely.
Really?
It was really hard to get.
So they would process the $250 or $300 payment, and then you're like, hey, pay us.
So in the beginning, when we got up and going, we didn't have our own software.
Okay.
And so like it was kind of like the honor system, but still, you got to think of it like this too. We're paying to get someone into a gym.
Yeah.
We have no idea if they show up. Unless we call that person, every person that was a lead and say, hey, did you go to the gym?
Yeah.
Which we started doing that a little bit to keep people accountable later on in the company. But essentially, we get them into the gym. They could take them over to their own software and just sign them up and just say like, oh yeah, I only signed up 20 people and they signed up 60. And so like the entire time we ran the business, there's like
you got
an
all
honor
the little
system
sharks and snakes that are just.
And some people just like totally stiffed us.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning when we were getting 30 to 60 signups and someone was just like, oh yeah, and they have all these leads because we can see the leads and the bookings that we got them.
Either you got terrible sales reps or you're stiffing me. Which one is it?
Like, oh, no one's showing up. It's like, all right, I don't believe no one's showing up. How'd you only get 3 people signed up? But overall, most of the people, 98% of them, are just honest, good people that were straight up with us and paid us. And then they were. Also, it's one of those things where, all right, well, we're never going to run it with you again. It wasn't successful. If you want us to run another challenge for you this year, that's not going to happen.
All they're doing is shorting their long-term success in onboarding more people if they're just trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah, exactly.
But you've been in business now long enough, and we've been in business long enough. I mean, there's plenty of time. When you expose yourself to get screwed, you're going to get screwed. Right? That's just part of the process. But you got to understand as well that ultimately, that's just the cost of doing business, and now you know not to do business with that individual, right? Just like, okay, well, chalk it up. Like we could have made a lot of money together, but if that's how you want to play it, then sure, go about it that way.
A lot of our business still is on the honor system, man. It's like,
really?
You know, they trust that we report accurately and pay them what we do, and long as that's why we keep a lot of our business. We do it, you know. But
for not
there's always this business.
Yeah, I mean, we've literally had we get referrals or whatever to our accounting company, and they get their splits right of anybody that we onboard, and obviously it's an honor. Like we could do what some of those shady gym gym owners did and say that, hey, we didn't onboard that many clients this week or whatever it is. We just don't do that. I mean, Kel's gone as far as somebody that doesn't send us leads anymore. 6 months later, we end up having a follow-up or somebody calls us and moves forward, and we still report that 6 months later. And it's actually helped to the point where that person's like, holy shit, you guys reported that 6 months later and you're paying out on it? Then the leads start flowing back in again. Right? And so, that's just a lesson for all you guys that are listening. Like, if you have an opportunity to screw somebody, don't do it because you're really just screwing yourself.
You're screwing your reputation.
Exactly. Right? You've got to think, obviously, long term. And when you're doing good business, you'll make money over a long period of time. If you're doing bad business, you might be able to make a lot of money for 2 years, 3 years, and then everybody's going to hate you. And you've burned all your bridges, right? Yeah. And so, dude, you've got so much different shit going on in the fitness industry. You're going to come out with a supplement line here soon, right? Or is that can we not talk about that?
We are.
Or was it open game?
No, it's open game.
I don't know what's under wraps or So tell us a little bit about that because I think that you guys probably should have done that years ago. First off, what's held you back from actually moving on that? And then tell us
the biggest thing was we wanted to try to find the right partners, and we finally did. Yeah. Okay. Like people that we thought were trustworthy and that we could scale it with.
There you go. Good people, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then have done it before.
Segue.
And so, and Steve, I don't know if people are going to know Steve. Steve Cook is my business partner.
Yeah, I don't. Anyway. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, he's got plenty of following, right?
Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of people know. So Steve Cook, my business partner.
Yeah.
Like he takes his time making decisions.
Yeah.
Which, for me, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Like I just want to go. Yeah. I just want to pull the trigger and figure it out. But he's always. I think he's
put the wheels on as you're going.
He's
had
so many people. He has a lot of people pulling at him. Yeah. Because he is very well known. Yeah. And so he is smart, takes his time, and it always works out. Yeah. Like it really does. So anyway, do
you think that's a good balance between you and him where you want to pull the trigger and he's a little bit more slow paced?
Yeah, probably.
Just kind of even each other out where you kind of meet in the middle a little bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going to be the name of the supplement company or the line?
I don't know if I can say that yet.
You can't?
No, probably not.
Okay. Yeah. Check back later. Just follow Jake Hutton on Instagram. And
probably don't want to say that until we launch it.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you don't want to start giving shout outs.
You guys going to do any transformation challenge marketing, kind of like you did with the gym, get people in? And
so we always do challenges and stuff.
I've seen supplement companies do really well off those. I think. I don't ever see the numbers, but it seems like they get a lot of customers from them.
Yeah, so what we'll do probably is, because we have a fitness app as well, Fitness Culture. And so we do transformation challenges pretty frequently with that company. Yeah. And so we'll probably time it up, the launch for that, for the launch with a new version of our app that we've been putting together and launch those together, throw a challenge together with those. Because I think the companies will play off each other really well as far as getting people to sign up for the app, and then we'll try to get them in the supplements, or like even give free supplements if you sign up for the app type thing, or vice versa.
Well, once they're bought in, they're bought in. Whatever it is that you guys say is good, once you put out one good product like a fitness culture app, and they love the app, by default, they're just going to be they're grandfathered in as a customer on anything else that you make available to them, just because you've already proven that you do good business.
Yeah,
just
that is
with
one
the
reason
app itself.
I would say that's one reason it's taken so long as well. We
What?
did want to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And
slow
people
and
trust us, because people trust us to give them good information. And that's why they stay around so long in our app. And if we just came out with some shitty products that didn't deliver and weren't
then you're just really shooting quality, yourself in the foot.
Yeah, exactly. We're just coming out. We're just trying to make a buck instead of trying to build a business.
Yeah.
And so that's one reason we've taken our time as well. So.
What's the thing that you're most excited about? Is it the supplement thing that your guys are doing right now, or is it the app that you guys have had? I know that. When did you guys launch that? Was it like 2 or 3 years ago, something like that?
All right.
The fitness culture app?
Yeah, so we were actually using a third-party app and still had a business together, me and Steve.
Okay.
And then we launched that app right when we launched the gym here.
Okay.
So it's been almost 3 years now.
So you're more excited about the app or the supplement company, or just everything just as a whole, or what?
Yeah, I think on that side,
I'm
excited just as everything as a whole. Just see how they play off each other and things like that.
Yeah.
And then we have some other stuff coming together with using some of the software in the fitness culture app to build a software for personal trainers to run their business off as well.
Let's talk about money. I like money. And the podcast is Real Business Owners, and so anybody listening likes money too.
Yeah.
I would guess 99% of people like money. But one thing that I admired about you when we first met years ago is you were driving that old shitty truck.
Yeah.
You were making good money. You could have drove pretty much whatever you wanted. And we walked outside or something, and I look at you getting in. I don't even know what year it was. It looked
92
like
Toyota, man.
It looked like a 72. It looked like a 72 Toyota. Dude, that thing. I'm surprised it was still going down the road. But
that's why I had to eventually get rid of it.
It was just starting to fall apart.
Just if
it was,
I was
still
tired
going
of fixing
down
that
the
motherfucker,
road,
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I was tired of fixing it, so I couldn't deal with it anymore. So
if it would have still went down the road without fixes, you'd still be rocking it today.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: Why? Like, what is that? Is that like a way you grew up, or what's the thought process in holding on to something that long, especially as you're making good money? Because one thing we talk about in the podcast is people over rewarding themselves too soon in the process.
Yeah.
And you under rewarded yourself by just driving the same shit while you were making good money.
So I guess one thing is,
explain yourself.
I don't really give a shit about stuff that much.
Yeah, okay.
So that's one reason.
Okay.
I'm not really motivated by cars and things like that.
Okay.
I guess I'm more motivated by accomplishments.
Okay.
And so that's why I do all this, to feel accomplished, I guess.
Well, you couldn't win first place in a race in that thing, so...
That's true.
You couldn't accomplish that. That's for sure.
And then, this is going to be weird, but I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
And having nice things gives me anxiety.
Really?
I don't know why. It's not like I grew up poor or anything. It's not like I grew up really wealthy either. Just middle class family.
Yeah.
I hate the thought of just having really nice shit and having to take care of it, or it being super expensive and nice.
So
and
you want
getting
a piece of junk so you can treat it like junk.
No, I still treat it nicely, but it's all right. If something goes wrong with it, it doesn't stress me out. I just don't want to think about that shit. That's what it is. If I have that on my mind, how nice my car is, and I gotta go do this and care about it and do all this. I mean, my house is pretty nice now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but you ended up upgrading
that thing stresses me out, man. I've been trying to sell that bitch since I bought it.
I know. I know. I talked to you I got this nice house. This is a great view, all that good stuff. And then I talked to you 6 months later, I got it up for sale. I'm gonna sell that thing. I'm like, what's the purpose of trying to sell it?
I just wanted something that was cheaper.
Really?
I just don't feel comfortable in it.
Really?
But my wife won that one, so we're staying.
Do you guys have kids?
No, we don't have kids.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another reason,
that's something I worry about with my house. I'm like, man, it's going to be so perfect, and then my kids are going to ruin it, and then I'm going to You
get
know?
all
I'll
upset.
be like, man, I wish I would have waited until they were grown more.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have all this nice shit and with the little drawings all over it, all that stuff.
I told the kids we might have to get rid of my dog because I bought really expensive doors, exterior doors.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and they're black, metal on the outside and wood on the inside. And I'm like, dude, if she scratches them, she's gone.
See, that's the kind of shit I don't want to think about.
Yeah. Jake has.
I get
you have what is it? One dog, two dogs,
two boxers.
two boxers.
Yeah.
He'd probably rather
Boxers
live in
are
a
good
trailer
dogs.
with his boxer,
No, I
and
100%
rather than
would, I've
worry
said it.
about this nice, expensive house getting beat up.
If I wasn't married, I probably would live in
Yeah.
a trailer with my boxer.
Matthew McConaughey shit, have a bunch of money, but live in what are those silver Airstreams and shit next to the beach, just not giving a fuck.
That would be cool.
Yeah. No, dude, I really thought that is just so unique to me because I just don't see it often, right?
Okay, yeah.
You know everybody that barely's getting by loves to buy the new shit, try to look the coolest, and then there's Jake. I mean, I guess if you can bench 1,000 fucking pounds, you really don't got to flex on anybody with a vehicle. You literally can just flex on them.
Well, most
literally.
Most people are motivated by money are usually motivated to go get money because they care so much what other people think, and it's all their ego.
Yeah.
You know, he's more motivated by just accomplishments and his own inner self reward, right? So I think that makes total sense. You know that, you're like, you're not motivated by all the shit because you don't really have that high of an ego. You just want to continue to win and accomplish things. So
I mean,
I think
that's
it's
still
super
pretty
cool.
bad ego that I'm motivated by accomplishment so much.
Well,
I
there's
just don't-
different forms of ego.
weird. Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
I just don't stroke my ego with buying stuff like that.
So,
Your ego must not be fed by what others think, though, very much, right? If you don't care about the stuff and the flash and the, the nicer
Yeah, I'd
things.
say I have more of an internal drive, I guess.
Yeah.
Than, I
Then
guess, I don't know.
So what?
That's what I pick up
but
on, yeah,
like
that's true.
the weird thing about it is most people that don't really like want things, they're really not that motivated, right? So usually they tie their motivation to that big house or that Ferrari or whatever, and they're trying to chase something, right? And so you're just a little bit different of an animal when it comes to, just
I think it's just an obsession with trying to be. I mean, not
the
like
best
not like
version
I'm
of
anything
yourself or something like that,
Not like I'm
right?
anything special right now, but just my whole life, if I get into something, I just go all in.
Yeah.
And become obsessed with it. That's why like I wasn't an entrepreneur until
Yeah.
when I was a college athlete.
When was the first time you did?
I was a college athlete and I was obsessed with that.
Okay.
Obviously. And then I guess I got out. I was in strength and conditioning for a while. I was a strength coach at Southern Utah.
Yeah.
And then got into CrossFit, met someone there, and then I was obsessed with CrossFit and pursued that. And then once I realized, all right, like I need to start making some money.
Whatever happened with the CrossFit thing though? Because you were good at the CrossFit. Did you get injured a lot, or what made you veer off of the CrossFit path? Because obviously you were good at it.
Because I started becoming an entrepreneur and wanted to go all in.
Okay, so there's another lesson for you. You got to give up on shit that you like to do.
Yeah, exactly.
In order to make money.
Well, what it was, so that's what started me into being an entrepreneur. So I was a strength coach at Southern Utah.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy Mike Caju, who's like an amazing entrepreneur. He's got a podcast too. It's a British Strength podcast.
Okay.
And he's also, his wife and him own WAG, which is Working Against Gravity. It's a nutrition company.
Okay.
And he's an owner of Brute Strength as well. Anyway,
Okay.
I was just setting that up. So
Yeah, there you go.
we leave. He's at Southern Utah with me for a little while. He's the one that got me into CrossFit.
Yeah.
And he left for a little bit. We started talking again and decided we were going to go up to Salt Lake City and take over one of our buddies' gyms up there to try to kind of save it because it was going under. And we were going to try to save it.
A CrossFit gym?
CrossFit gym.
Okay.
Yeah. Go manage it, save it, then buy it if we could save it, right? Well, what ended up happening was in the middle of, and we were trying, we did kind of save the gym. Like the membership was rolling through. But while we were doing that, we started Brute Strength, which was just a programming company for CrossFit athletes.
Okay.
And so that's kind of like when I dove into entrepreneurship. And I still was doing CrossFit at the time. But then Brute started doing really well. And then we ended up not getting that gym because we were like making money online.
Yeah, you're like, we're making money over here.
So,
why would we chase something dying?
Yeah. And so I was a part of Brute for a long time. And then I started that gym up in North Salt Lake with the Rockwell guys.
Okay.
And I was just getting too busy. And like I was still doing CrossFit then, so I had a team at Rockwell CrossFit that I took to the games. That was like the last time I went to the games.
Okay.
But then I started Gym Builder, which was the marketing company, and so I was doing that. And then during that time too, I was doing we started the company with Steve as well. And so I had Brute and Steve's programming, and then Gym Builder and the gym.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I got to get rid of some of this shit. And so I stopped doing CrossFit because the thing that took me to quitting CrossFit for good, really, was me and Steve were going to open a gym down in Phoenix, and I couldn't train. So we put a team together to go to the games the next year.
Yeah.
And I couldn't train with them because I was moving. So it was like either I'm leaving, so I can't be on the team anymore. They ended up winning the CrossFit games that year. Anyway.
Don't leave too early in the process. Lesson number 3 of the podcast.
They had a great team. They ended up winning the CrossFit games. But so I ended up giving up the gym up there. We opened a gym here. We ended up opening the gym here. But during that time too, I had to leave Brute too because it became like a conflict because people were like, well, what should I sign up for, Brute, Jake, or Steve's thing was called Big and Lean at the time. Or should I sign up for that? You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, I decided to go all in just on Gym Builder and working with Steve. Yeah. And so I gave up those 2 other things to focus on that.
So did you get bought out or anything?
I gave up CrossFit too at the same time.
Did you get bought out or did you just walk away from it?
No, Brute, I wasn't actually an owner of Brute.
Oh,
I just
helped.
Yeah, like I was initially like there were talks of it, and then I ended up just not kind of getting cut out of it when it got formed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, me and my wife were the back end of that thing from the ground up.
Basically. Fulfillment of everything.
Yeah, like writing the programs, doing everything for a while. I mean, we all had a part in it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But so I just basically had to give up a really good paycheck and make a decision. Like, do I want it?
Was your paycheck that you had to walk away from higher than what you were walking into?
No. But it's still just not.
Okay. It would have been a momentous moment if you said like, oh, cool little sacrifice period, but no. It was an easy choice.
Yeah, I was making more money.
The money was there
with what I was doing with Steve, but I still was making good money with Brett, and I loved working with those guys because Mike's like one of my best friends.
Yeah,
and a lot of the guys that were on the team were.
Are they still doing
really
good?
Friends.
They're still making money, doing well. Yeah,
they're doing well.
Good.
I don't know if Mike has as much, because Mike's super successful running WAG right now too with his wife. And so he's still, I think, an owner of Brute. I don't know how much he's doing with Brute, but yeah, Brute's still doing great. And WAG, their company, is just crushing it.
So it seems like basically since you kind of got into entrepreneurship, you've had a couple different projects going on at all times.
Yep.
You know, and it continues to be. It's
almost like overextend myself a lot.
Yeah.
But I try to pick things that are kind of starting to play off each other. Yeah, they play off each other, and so it's not like I'm just starting something different that doesn't work with what well, it's almost
it's dumb not to do something like that, right? So it's just they go well together, right? If you have a fitness app, you know, and you're helping people get healthy, it only makes sense to do something in the supplement industry as well, right? Because they just
well, like with Gym Builder, with the gym marketing, like I said, I mean, someone did it at my gym, then I started doing it, and instantly I was like, this is too easy. Like, people are going to do it themselves.
They're going to catch on.
So we need to figure out a way to own a software, but then also
just
make it so we can teach them how to do it and make it really, really easy for them to do it themselves. And so we're trying to use the client base that we already have and create a product that we can sell that current client base and just pivot the business, you know.
What would you say the worst part of entrepreneurship is?
The worst part?
The worst part of entrepreneurship. The money's the good side of it. There's a lot of ugly stuff. Yeah, exactly. If you're successful, right?
Yeah.
But what's the worst part of entrepreneurship, or being a go-to guy?
Here's the thing. My dad's the same way, so I probably got it from him. It drives my wife crazy. Like, I don't like to go on vacation and lay on the beach and do nothing, man.
Oh.
That shit drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude.
So I would say like one of the worst things is you never, because back, let's say when I was a strength coach, there is a different feeling when you, all right, work's over, I'm going home. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. My work was actually over.
You clock out.
I went home. Yeah.
Mentally, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't think about that shit.
Like, you're not thinking about anything
when you walk out the door.
And like right now, everything's always on my mind.
Yeah.
And I think it makes me a bit less present, like with my wife.
Yeah.
Even other people, like my parents and stuff.
Oh, you get bugged about being on the phone all the time.
Yeah. Like a while.
Yeah. Me and Kel get that all the time,
like
too.
a while.
It's very common.
Yeah.
There was a period a couple years ago where I think my dad just couldn't stand being around me.
Yeah.
Like when we'd hang out, he just got to the point where I think he told my mom once, if that motherfucker's on his phone, we're out of there.
Really?
Dude. So I took that to heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so that was a little
that's one
reality check.
That's one of the things.
You?
Yeah. But I think I've gotten better at just like
trying to check.
Well, the easiest way is like just don't fucking take your phone.
Yeah.
And then it's still on your mind, but you're a little bit more present.
It's like checking your pocket. You're like, damn, you feel naked and shit, right? When your phone, you're like, where did it go? Because it's just such a habit of checking, you know, whether it's emails or Kel's phone is more glued to his ear than it is, you know, looking down. Uh-huh. You know, every time I see Kel, he's walking around like this, just talking to one of our lead guys.
That's how we make a lot of our money. But I can totally relate though, because you know, business becomes your fun. You know, and then when it's not your loved one's fun, you know what I mean? They're just like, dude, I don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
They want to go do something fun for everybody. It's like, that's not fun to you, because business is fun to you, but it's not to them. So it's a battle,
it's
man.
It's
your
like
kids, your wife, your
everything,
your friends, your
everything,
your family, your parents. You know, like
it's like, would I rather just sit on the couch and do nothing, or look at my phone and answer emails, or it feels like you're making progress when you're chipping away at work, even though you're at home.
When you get work done, not at work, you have less work to do at work.
When you get to work, you know?
So you always work.
I don't, dude, that's...
Plus
I'm just glad it's common.
Before you came in here, he's like, oh, I don't know where Trevor is. And I was like, hopefully he's not talking to him. It's going to take a while if he is.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I don't know why that's a thing. Just so that you know, when I first started coming into the gym, that was all pre-workout talking. I don't take pre-workout anymore. So
okay. You're just hyped up on pre-workout?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, you're fun. I enjoy the conversations.
No, I'm like, let's go down, wait in the car.
Huh?
I used to hold the elevator for you.
Oh,
but then you'd be like, oh, I got to go. He always has to pee, too. He's like, oh, I gotta go pee. And then he'll see someone in the bathroom, and then he'll talk to them for 5 minutes. They'll come out of the bathroom, see someone else talking for 5 minutes, and then the elevator be yelling at us.
Yeah,
be chirping
starts
at us.
Beeping. So. Well, if I go to the bathroom and I catch somebody in the bathroom, and then they start talking to me, and then I walk out, then somebody's like, hey, man, what should I do here or that? And then you get caught up with that, and they're like, let me address this real quick. You know, I think that's a trait that probably a lot of business owners have, is just like addressing whatever it is that comes up when it comes up, because you already know that there's going to be so much shit coming down the pipe. There's already, again, that's just the way business is. If you don't address something, then it starts backpiling, right? And 100%. Then you're going to have far more work to do. And I think that's probably why we're on our phones all the time, is we're just staying on top of it so that we don't ever get too overwhelmed and it doesn't ever get too crazy. But I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. Like, it's just hard to really explain, but that's the way that we make our money, you know? So it is what it is. So, so his advice, the hardest part of entrepreneurship is having your phone on you all the time. And hearing about it from all the other people.
That
being
are around
present.
When I'm not being present. When I'm not at work, I have a hard time putting
clocking
it down.
out.
Yeah, it's hard.
There's no such thing as clocking out.
And just, it's always on my mind.
Yeah.
Like, we went to Lake Powell last year. There's no service, and I had anxiety the whole time. I literally
I can't wait to get to work. Yeah.
What if the app goes down?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's going to deal with that shit? I'm going to be the one that's got to deal with that.
Exactly.
You keep checking your phone even though there's
there's no service.
He's doing this over here.
I'm just seeing what time it is, man. I'm just seeing what time it is.
Earth, where's Earth? You know? Oh, that's funny.
And honestly, that's stupid. And you should... If you have a good business, you should have people that you should be able to walk away, and they should be able to handle everything.
That's the idea, right?
And I do definitely. Like, we have people that we'd be fine if I wasn't there to handle the fire, but.
Yeah, but your personality says otherwise. Your personality is like, you know for a fact that you go to Lake Powell and you come back, the gym's not going to be burned down. Yeah. But at the same time, there's just something just pulling at you saying, like, check that, you know. It's just, I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know what it is, but, you know, I'm guilty of that as well. Let me ask you this. In terms of, I mean, obviously, you went to school for, what was it? Fitness shit. Yeah. Nutrition shit or something. I don't know. Shit. Yeah. What's the degree called? What is it?
Well, so I got a bachelor's in exercise science.
Okay. That's what it is. Exercise shit.
And then I did not finish my master's, even though I did everything but defend my thesis.
Do you know anybody smarter than you when it comes to fitness?
Yeah.
You do?
Plenty of people, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, I think I have a.
I thought you were a competitor, dude. Supposed to be number one, dog.
Well, dude, all this other stuff's made me fall off my game a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I have a wide range of dealing with people that most of my friends that are like strength coaches and stuff haven't dealt with. Just because I did compete in CrossFit, I know what it feels like to do that type of training and to train those people. I know what it's like to train a shitload of people in the private sector, just like regular people, moms, dads, things like that, and help fix their movement. And I've dealt with like some really high level athletes as well. So I've dealt with a blend of everything, and I think I'm kind of good there. But as far as am I the smartest person in fitness, like with anatomy,
I would just say yes, bro.
Like
I would probably pound my chest and say absolutely.
I'm all right, but there's definitely some people that are.
I mean, you've wrote a shit 3 years worth of programs just in that app. We were talking about that last week. You know, how every single week you got to come up with just new shit for people, right?
You're pretty good at programming exercise.
Yeah.
But you just said in fitness in general. So I mean, like anatomy, physiology. There's people
See, now you're overthinking it, dude. So you got to realize who you're talking to here, dude. I'm not an overthinker. Okay. You're going too deep, bro. I'm just talking about doing curls and shit. Does anybody do curls better than you?
No, hell no.
Outside of me. Does anybody outside of me? Just, you know? Like, have you ever seen anybody take the 150s for a ride like I do? Huh?
Meaning try to pick them up and can't?
Blow my back out and shit. Vertebrae problems and shit right out. It's true, dude. I saw you pick them up, throw them up over your head. I was like, I'll try to pick it up. I'm like, no, that ain't happening.
Oh, shit. I remember one time you did challenge me to, was it a box jump?
Oh, God, I did throw my fucking back out on that. I really did. I got one leg up. And so it tweaked my body because this side's falling down and this one wanted to stay up. I got screwed up.
Yeah, you got fucking
I'll come back. That's probably when I had a bad knee.
Yeah.
Everybody's got an excuse when they lose, right? Hey, you always get those people, I don't do squats. I got bad knees. I don't do that because of this. But I really do have a bad knee, so I got a good excuse.
I know. I remember you hurt your knee.
Yeah. But we were going to do the body fat challenge too. And then you got scared.
What happened there?
We were supposed to go get it tested, and then you pushed it back a week, and then we never ended up.
Me and Brody actually did that though. We actually went and got it tested.
How important do you think
they
it
just
was?
without you, dude. You didn't show up the next week.
No, they were scared. No, I know what it was. He wanted to do it next week, and we were going to Vegas. We were going to Vegas with Logan and that spring break that we did with the family.
That sucked.
And I'm like, I am not going to diet for another week. I plan on getting shit-faced and having some fun with my friends.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And so it kind of just blew. That's what happened. So he fucked it up. He didn't dare to do it, dude. I was just jacked and tan, but it's all good, dude. It is what it is. So let me ask you this: what's in terms of meal prepping for shredding? Is it macro shit? Is it intermittent fasting? Drop some fitness knowledge on some people because I need it personally, and I know plenty of other people need it too.
Me too.
Like if you're actually trying to get cut up, what's the best way to do it, dude? Is it like lift heavy compared to and doing like low calorie shit, or people do the keto shit? People do like there's so many different fucking ways to do it, bro.
Everything works.
Okay,
that's the problem.
There
so
we
anyone
go.
telling you that everything doesn't work, they're just full of shit.
Okay.
Obviously, not everything. All the diets work.
So
like the fads
you can
do
eat
work.
Snickers.
That does not
diet.
work. But no one has the fucking Snickers diet.
I'm gonna come up with a Snickers diet.
I'm on the Dairy Queen.
Basically, you said macros, flexible dieting, intermittent fasting, keto. Those are the three things that you said because those are the hottest things, right?
Yeah.
They all work.
Okay.
So intermittent fasting, though, essentially, you're still gonna, if you're doing it right. Well, not doing it right. I can't say that. So if you really want to get shredded and you're counting macros, that's the best way to do it. I don't care what anyone says because you're keeping track of everything that you're putting into your body.
Okay.
Even if you're doing keto, you should still count your macros because you can blow your calories out of the water if you eat too much fat on keto, and you're not going to get in shape. Like people that do the paleo diet all the time in CrossFit.
Yeah, like that
I'm
shit.
just not losing weight, and it's like, you just ate a fucking whole Costco tub of almonds. You know how many calories are in that thing? Like,
So it really, in general, comes down to calories.
It comes down to me macros. It's calories and then what makes up those calories. Because if you're not eating,
gotcha.
So let's just say you have 3,000 calories and you're just eating pizza and donuts and you're eating 20 grams of protein. You're not going to be able to facilitate recovery from your workouts off such a low protein. So it's honestly hit your protein first. After that, it doesn't. To me, so have a caloric goal. If you hit your protein,
that's a big ass fitness word. Caloric goals.
If you're fat and carbs, for me, you can just intermix them. Whichever one you prefer to hit your goal after that. Because some people do better with higher fat, some people do better with higher carb.
I love.
But carbs. So it's calories and then protein. But then intermittent fasting is just, I mean, there are some health benefits. Yeah, I mean,
you've tried it.
I kind of do it all the time. I've done everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I used to do keto all the time just because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the way that I felt.
Okay.
But as far as the way that I look with my shirt off on keto, it's not as good because your carbohydrates are so low that you never fill up. Like your muscle glycogen stores are never full. Your muscles aren't full, and so you just look flat all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that people carb up before like a bodybuilding show, right?
Yeah.
And so keto's great, and I think so. For me, I usually say like general pop, keto's great because it's very satiating because you're eating high fat.
Okay.
And for a lot of people, it's low inflammatory if you choose the right foods. And so those two things, and people that don't move that much, I think it's easier for them to get on keto. But it's still hard for people to stay there for a long time. But
Kel did keto for a minute. You liked that, didn't you?
No, I hated it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I thought you liked it
Well,
for a minute.
so the best results I've ever had was obviously cutting out all the bad sugar. But I still got to get carbs because, dude, if I'm like 2-3 weeks just starving from carbs, like, dude, I just freaking... I get miserable. I don't want to be miserable. I want to be able to stay consistent for a lot longer time. So like I get good whole grain carbs like brown rices and things like that, and then I still shred up pretty good. But then I don't put as much mass on, right? So because then like my protein's a little lower. I don't know. It's hard to get that balance, man. But macros, if you get your macros right, you have somebody get you your macros right for what you're trying to accomplish.
You can't lose if you do that.
You know, and you really stick to it. You know, because when I was doing the macro thing for a while, I was getting really good results. I just never stay on it for a solid year or whatever.
Super hard to do for a long time.
Yeah.
To plan all your meals.
It's like you're scheduling everything.
Yeah,
exactly.
Nobody wants to schedule eating. Like that's why they just pull out of the office like, dude, let's hit Taco Bell.
Yeah, but
like, bam.
Or you're on the road.
Plan on that bean burrito.
Like, your cooler doesn't stay cold long enough, so then your food goes bad. You're like, I'll just go to the store and buy it.
Dude, it is tough to travel. Like we travel for work.
Dude, I bought those cooler
shit.
pack things and stuff. Like,
tried to stay on point.
It's a big commitment. Like anything, you want the best results, you got to be ultra committed. And disciplined.
I hit macros probably from when I was every day from like 18 to until I met my wife. And
really?
She just fucked my whole diet up.
Yeah, dude.
But I was super shredded. I was super shredded.
Women do that to you, dude.
Yeah. No, she just is like naturally thin.
Yeah.
Can just eat whatever she wants.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying, because a lot of people are like, oh, she just eats whatever, and then their wife will eat like half a cookie.
Yeah.
Like, nah, like my wife will fucking pound a whole box of donuts at night.
You're just airing her out now, dog.
Oh, she doesn't care. I think she's proud of it.
Dude, no, my wife does the same thing, dude. Yeah. She stays pretty, and she's just munching down like Fruity Pebbles and shit, and then moves over to like Captain Crunch, you know, all this. And I swear to God, if I have a bowl of cereal, dude, I'll see that bitch on my thighs, like that flat tire shit the next day. Or if I'm at the pool, I'm like, dude, there's that Captain Crunch showing. Like, dude, you feel it jiggle. Like, dude, that's
straight sugar.
Dude, with how short.
It just makes you feel shitty, dude.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But I got a question for you, dude. How much, with you getting ready to start a supplement company, how much do you think supplements really help? Because
that's a good question.
You hear so many people say, oh, you pee out 90% of it. It only helps 10%, you know what I mean? You hear all these things, and with you, I assume launching a supplement company, you know what good supplements are, bad supplements are, some science behind it.
Like, you hear supplements like some people are like, oh, that company, they use a ton of fillers. I don't know what fillers is or that or whatever.
Yeah,
do you think that there's good
really
supplement companies and bad supplement companies? And then how much does it help?
So there definitely are.
Yeah.
And I mean, people are getting smarter now.
Yeah.
People that are actually buying the supplements.
Yeah.
And so that's made most companies like raise their game to put
nicer
effective doses in their products.
Okay.
So it's easier now to find better products and not get ripped off, I think, like more than ever.
Than it was 15 years ago. It's like
people, Like, well, everything was hidden behind proprietary blends, which means you don't have to actually list within the label.
Yeah.
And then people started being like, oh, no proprietary blends, which is how it should be. It should tell you what's actually in there. And so now I think it's gotten a lot better.
It's more transparent.
It's a lot more transparent, yeah. Like most companies have gotten forced to be more transparent and like put good products. But there still are some that are shit.
Is that like FDA shit? They're forced to do that? Or
No, just by competition.
Okay.
Like,
so competition shits on them and says, oh, they just say proprietary blend, and you have no idea what's in there. Yeah, exactly. And then they're like,
yeah, exactly.
We can't say that no more. We have to upgrade our shit.
Exactly. And so most people, I mean, most of the better companies don't have a ton of proprietary blends now, especially for like their core ingredients to their supplements.
But how much does how much do they help? Like,
they definitely work, but if you're someone that's like barely working out ever, I don't know if you're gonna need to take.
Do you think that that's the issue in the supplement industry? Is people just like want to find too fast of that quick fix, and that's really what it is a supplement. It helps you get there, provided you're actually doing the work.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
But people always say all the time, which I agree with, but the logic is a little bit flawed in my opinion. So, like, oh, you shouldn't even take supplements until your nutrition's perfect. And I'm just
really?
like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I want to have a fucked up nutrition.
Like, so if your nutrition's bad, you need them more.
Supplement. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you need them more if you have if you have bad nutrition. You definitely need the supplements more than someone that has great nutrition.
Yeah.
But if you do both, that's when you're going to see the best results from the supplements.
Gotcha.
Because if your nutrition's dialed in, like you're counting your macros, it's on point. You know exactly how you're going to respond from your nutrition, and you can actually see the benefits. Like, where are these supplements helping me? And am I actually getting better from supplementation?
So like Trev got his blood taken, and he's low on DHEA, which my lady said too. Fuck. And it's like I go and I buy DHEA and shit, and I'm like, I don't even know if it's working, man. It's just oral capsules of DHEA, and I'm just like, I hope it's working, But I guess you'd have to go get your blood taken.
You have to get your blood taken again. So a lot of that stuff, the less, I guess they're still performance based, but. A lot of those, like, I don't even mess around with that kind of stuff. As far as, like, I would never.
What are some of the basic supplements? What are some of the...
someone that's dealing with your hormones? Yeah. That is going to take your blood more often, and it's going to be monitoring that stuff.
What's like the supplements that you really rely on, that you take on a day-to-day basis? Like, I know you do your BCAAs and shit. I saw you last week when we were doing, you're throwing those scoops.
I'm honestly not like that, a huge BCAA guy.
Oh, you're not?
But... I mean, they're just in there right now because we're going to sell them.
Yeah.
I do like them, and like one reason that I like them is because I think that there are some studies that show that it helps with satiation, so it's making you less hungry.
Okay.
And so like, sipping on those kind of make you feel a little bit more full, and so it helps people stay in their diet. And then if you're in a severe caloric deficit, then they can help as well to not have like muscle loss. But as far as like everyone every day taking BCAAs, do you need them to build the most muscle? Definitely not if your diet's on point.
What's the best supplement to help build muscle? Just like proteins?
Yeah.
Creatines?
Protein.
What is it,
I'd say protein.
I mean, fuck, dude. I bought everything from GNC when I was in high school. I weighed $135 and couldn't gain a pound if I put 2 pounds in my pocket, bro. So I bought everything, dude. There was shit called the Beast. Sprayed it under my tongue. No, I was expecting to become the Beast, dude. I read dude, I looked at the magazine. It was testimonials all over. Androstenedione, I put that shit under my tongue. Mark McGuire was hitting dingers with it, right? I tried creatine. I tried it all, dude. And
definitely a good whey protein is gonna be the best. But like also eating protein. If you eat enough protein, you probably don't need to supplement with whey protein.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm a big proponent of high protein.
Okay.
I've always eaten probably more than what the science would recommend for somebody, because I feel like that
it shows. I would agree. Then yes, I
feel like I respond well to it. I digest it well. I do better, and I look better when I do that.
Yeah.
And so I eat high protein, and I'll take protein shakes, and a lot of it's to keep me on track. So like if I go over on protein as far as like calorically, I feel like it's a lot harder to put on fat from those calories, and so I'll go over on shakes or like protein all the time.
So let me ask you this: is this a good idea? Yeah. So when I was like trying to be somewhat good, I would pour a bowl of just some cereal, right? Just good cereal, Honey Nut Cheerios. That's healthy. Has the heart disease symbol right on the thing. It's got to be healthy for you. But then I would take a scoop of whey protein and put it in there, and it made me feel better about what I ate.
I mean, it's definitely a more balanced meal.
More balanced, to see.
It's probably not a bad idea, dude.
There you go, dude.
Just vanilla protein.
Yeah,
especially if you're low on protein. I don't know. It's definitely not a bad thing.
The problem is...
I like that Kashi brand stuff, dude. Those are always pretty good.
I don't know that
I like
brand.
them better than Cheerios.
That's a cereal brand?
Yeah.
The problem is if you're going to put protein in your cereal, don't pour the cereal first and then throw the scoop on top because it gets clumpy. That's what I figured out. You got to do the milk and then pour it in.
I've obviously done it.
Yeah.
I've never done that. That's a good trick. Let's try it. I'm not a huge cereal eater, but I'll give it a go.
I wasn't either, but I just was craving it at that time, and I was like,
I just put it in my oatmeal.
It just makes me feel better, dude. Like I can eat something. If I eat a donut, I have to eat like a protein bar after because at least it makes me feel better about it. If I do one bad, I try to do at least one good after.
Well, I have a hard time.
It's 50-50.
What you're saying right now is
pretty good.
Not eating protein with a meal that you're eating. It doesn't feel like a meal. You
exactly.
Yeah.
I can't I can't eat carbs and something sugary and then just feel good.
Have some protein.
Yeah, I gotta wash it down with protein.
Yeah,
it's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, eat your Cheerios with whey protein. That came from Jacob Hutton.
You guys pour like protein on your pizza instead of Parmesan cheese and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you're
Yeah.
powerlifting and curling 150s, dude, you got to do what you got to do. You know. So, how much do you
last
bench,
question.
bro? How much do you bench?
Creatine's great too.
Creatine is good.
I would say creatine's like the most well researched.
I need to do that. I need to get back on creatine.
Well, dude, I also heard creatine. I heard creatine like retain water, so you look a little more puffy on it. Is that true?
Who cares?
I've
Go
never
running,
experienced
dude.
that. And I don't
We live
really-
in St.
I haven't
George, bro.
really
You go
seen
running
anyone that does
outside and you sweat it all out.
Fuck, drive home and sweat it out, dude. Just keep your AC off.
A lot of creatine is one of those things that if you take it consistently,
Yeah.
like you achieve saturation in your muscles, right? Meaning it's not like people that take creatine and then go work out and think it's helping their lifts. It's not. Like it takes a while, and all it does, it's gonna allow
Consistency
you to,
again.
Yeah, it's gonna allow you to like do more work throughout your workout by giving you maybe a couple more reps when you're using a certain energy system, right? So anyway, back in the day, there used to be a big thing about loading creatine, and it still works really well. So you load on the front end. I'm sure you did that back in the day. Like take 20 grams a day for a week and then go down to 5.
I don't remember, dude. I tried it all. I tried to OD
mostly
on
when
that
the
shit.
people had a lot of water retention when they were doing that.
Okay.
But you can just take, just general rule of thumb, like 5 grams a day. And then after a month, you achieve saturation. And then you just keep taking 5 grams a day. So anyway.
Spoke over my head, dude. Saturation, shit like that, dude. You're a fitness guy, dude.
It's like stores of creatine inside your body.
So your body can only handle so much creatine? Is that what you're saying? And that's why you have to reduce it down to 5?
No, I'm saying...
It sounds like your body is adjusting to it that first
you're only
month.
you're only going to hold so much, but unless you supplement it, you're never going to achieve saturation. So you need to supplement it if you want to achieve saturation. But to get there fast, like... To achieve it quickly, you do 20.
Okay.
It's called loading. You do like 20 grams a day.
You're front loading it.
Yeah, and then you can cut off
get to a point.
to get there fast, and then you maintain it. Yeah, exactly.
At a lower dose.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you maintain that same level or similar to it with a lower dose.
So Jake's a pretty big guy, so I'm sure you get asked these questions all the time. What's the most you've ever benched?
550.
550?
Yeah.
Why was it so low?
Well, you know.
Why'd you didn't go for 600,
where I was like, I think that's enough.
Shit. Yeah. I'll stop for today. You'll see you tomorrow. What about like deadlifts, squats, all that?
Dude.
Yeah. Oh my God. You put 550 on me, dude. I'd be dead, bro. DED, dude.
I would say deadlift bench is my best lift, by the way.
Oh, it is.
And I'm decent at the other ones, so don't just think I'm some guy that goes in there and benches. But
yeah, but you do like one-legged like deadlifts with like yeah.
But a lot of the time, a part of training athletes, people always just bench. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's really not necessary to be good.
It just
at a
looks
sport,
cool.
But it's
it just
football
really
teams always bench, you know.
Yeah.
And so I got really good at bench. I never deadlifted like at all really growing up because we just never programmed that. Like
nobody trains legs growing up. Bro.
So I had a decent squat, and then my deadlift was probably the lowest. But yeah, my squat was like. The best was like 650, and then my deadlift, my best is only like around 700.
So your chest is just as strong as your legs almost?
Whoa.
Is that pretty normal?
What's that?
Your chest being just almost as strong as your legs?
It's definitely not normal.
It's normal for me, dude.
Yeah.
I probably bench more than I squat now.
But I think one reason that I never tapped into like my full potential on leg stuff too is that I would always run a lot and be doing other activities. Like I never was a power lifter.
Yeah.
And so like I'd gas my legs out going on like long runs. So like when I was squatting 650, I was still
doing a bunch of other
miles
shit
and doing all this other stuff. And so it's really hard to hit your potential. But first, it never really affected my bench press for some reason. So I just kept going up.
What do you think the biggest mistake is that people do, in terms of like working out and fitness in general? Like, because we'll see people go to the gym, right? And even myself, you feel good just going to the gym every day. Like you've accomplished what you set out to accomplish. But I'm sure at all the years that you've been in the fitness industry, you can see some of the same fuckers show up every single day for 3 years, but yet they're not changing. Their body looks the exact same that it always has. And again, I'm guilty of showing up to the gym quite frequently and not seeing a whole lot of changes in my body, but usually it's mainly for me anyways is like diet and shit, or if I get caught up on the same routine for a long time where my body's just like, okay, do your chest 3 sets of 10, and then go to this one, and then go to this one. Would you say that that's probably one of the main issues, is that people get too caught up in doing the exact same shit for too long and they're not shocking their body, or the diet combined with that, or what?
It's hard to say.
Genetics.
There's so many. No, there's just so many goals. What is your goal? You know what I mean? If your goal is just to
get big, jacked, and ripped, bro.
Okay, if you want to get big, jacked, and ripped, then you're gonna need. If you want to get strong too,
yeah,
then you need to have a plan. You need to follow progression. You need to be constantly changing things to create a new stimulus, to create overload on your body, like you're saying. Like you're doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
If you're not actually following it, you're not tracking it, you're not moving forward all the time, then it's just called progressive overload. If that's not happening, then you're not going to get any better.
Okay.
But if you're just looking for generally to stay in shape, and
yeah,
I mean, that's why like the F45s of the world, people love it, because they just go in, move their body, burn some calories, get the hell out of there. So it really depends on what your goal is. But if you're looking to get bigger and jacked, it's going to be diet, number one. I mean, no, I guess it's not number one. If you're not working hard, it's not going to help. But diet's going to be a huge part of it. And then also, I think people just don't work out that hard, to be honest. Like most people, like a lot of people. Yeah, but even like a lot of people don't go into the gym with intent, and they don't lift with intent, and they go in there and just dilly-dally around, right? They're just fucking talking to people.
Like me.
Yeah, I mean, we get it all the time.
It's true. I'm guilty of it. I know when I'm at a different level. I flat out know it. There's some, and I have to move my blood just to feel good, just in general.
Yeah, exactly.
But dude, there's times where, I'm more dialed in than other times, right? Where it's just like,
that's why CrossFit's good for you, dude. Remember when we used to go to CrossFit?
Fuck,
bro. We were almost puking every day with you, dude. We were getting good results.
True. It really is.
It's definitely a great way to like push your conditioning and compete with people.
Yeah.
Because you have that competitive environment.
Yes.
Which forces you to work harder.
Yes.
If you have an ego and don't want to lose, like I do.
Well, some people, I don't have an ego, so that's not a problem with me. But in reality, there's people out there that talk shit on CrossFit, but they've never even tried it. They've never even tried it. I would say I was probably in the best shape of my life when I was doing it. And so if you walk into the gym every day and you look at a workout and you're like, I do not want to do this, that's perfect. Yeah. Because if you're not wanting to do it, that means it's pretty difficult. I mean, that's how you're going to get results.
Yeah, almost any conditioning portion of a workout should almost feel like that.
Yeah. Like terrible.
This is gonna suck.
Like if it doesn't suck, you're probably not going to get results, right? That's really what it comes down to.
You're probably not working that hard. But at the same time, CrossFit does have a lot of things that I don't like about it, and that's why people hate it without trying it. But there'd be a way. There's a way. The
injury side, because everyone says, "Oh, they don't do proper lifts," or the competition.
There's a couple things: gymnastics for time, and Olympic lifting for time. And those are two things that are very hard to control, and you shouldn't do for time. People never did them for time, and they weren't.
So lifting heavy and just
an Olympic lift is like
fast as you can.
The clean and jerk and the snatch.
Okay.
And doing that fast, repetitively, like it's just not the smartest thing to do, because you could still control it, but to go the fastest, a lot of people will have shitty form and then break down. And then just like having the general population do kipping pull-ups and things like that just aren't safe. I try to, when I was doing a CrossFit gym and people wanted to do it, I'd say, hey, you need to be able to do like 10 strict pull-ups before you even think about doing a kipping pull-up. You shouldn't just have people on there with a band attached to their foot trying to kip just to learn how to kip, because it's not safe for their shoulder.
Your hands up like
it does, dude. When you're swinging on that damn bar, dude. I think I still got scars from it, dude. That's why I prefer the just straight up and down ones. Remember when we did the pull-up competition too?
Yeah. Didn't I wreck you?
You wreck me. You were shaking on the bar, dude.
But I won.
You got me by one. But I went first.
Yeah, because I knew I just had to beat you by one. That's why I had you go first. It's a veteran move, man.
Yeah, I did. I didn't think you have a lot more weight than me to pull up, so I didn't think you were going to be able to do it. Yeah. I think I just did 20 and got off the bar. Up in Salt Lake, how many did I do in Salt Lake? 33? Up at that competition at door-to-door con?
Yeah.
It was like 32 or 33 straight. So I got you now.
I mean, we can do it again.
Anytime. You're going first this time if we do it.
Okay.
One thing I've noticed about you as well, you're big into stretching, right? You stretch like a motherfucker, don't you? How daily?
Well, I used to. So the way that I got flexible.
Yeah.
Before I went to college to play, I had a bulge disc in my back that was like hitting a nerve. My foot would go numb. So I ended up not passing my physical. And so I went to a physical therapist that kind of was like, And I wasn't always flexible. People were like, "Oh, you're probably just flexible." I'm like, "No, I worked to get flexible."
Yeah.
Because I can do the splits and shit. So people are like, "Oh, you're just flexible." Like, no, I'm not just flexible. So anyway, he tested like my mobility and then my core.
Yeah.
And they were both pretty shitty. Like
So you were lifting all this heavy weight, but then he's like, "Dude, you're not even mobile, and
you can't even touch your toes,
shit.
man. What are you doing?" You know, like it was that bad.
Yeah.
And so I spent probably about a year just stretching for about an hour every night, and then I could do the splits, and I was flexible. But
so how do you? I mean, you maintain it obviously now.
To maintain it is easy. So
you just do it a couple times a week or what?
No, I stretch every day before I lift for at least like 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I used to try to still stretch at night for like 30 minutes. Like when I was doing CrossFit, I'm just too lazy now.
Yeah.
I just sit at a computer all day. And
you got your phone in your hand. It's hard to stretch when you're fucking doing business and shit, you know? Stretching the bank account is what you're trying to do. It's not your legs, right?
But, for a while there, I was obsessed with hot yoga, and that's what got me like super mobile too.
We went on a little yoga kick for a minute.
Yeah, it was fun.
I think, I like it.
You do feel the best when you're stretched.
And it doesn't hurt that there's babes all over the place.
Like I always have shoulders and back problems and all lower, upper, everything, dude. But when I'm like stretching or doing yoga and stuff, dude, I
think I was sleeping better at night and shit when we were doing the hot yoga, all that stuff. And it's just like, you walk back in, I mean, it feels a little weird just being a man, like walking in with a yoga mat under your arm and shit, but you got to get over it.
Yeah,
you got to get
bought
in there.
Like
it feels good.
Big barrel sauna so I could just do it by myself in my house now.
So you don't have to do it in public.
So I can just hop in there, get real hot, stretch out myself, and then bounce. Not try to meditate with a group.
Dude, I enjoyed it. I was the talker in the back of the room, though. Yeah. I'd like say shit.
I don't do very good meditating as a group, and people are like.
Do you actually meditate? Or is it more yoga shit?
I went through a period where I'm not very good at it, which I don't really know. I guess
you're not good at it because you ain't practicing it.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
But that's why I think that's one reason I like working out and I do like yoga.
Yeah.
Is because it is very like meditative. You don't think about anything else besides if it's really, really hot.
Yeah.
You're so uncomfortable and you're just trying to get through it.
You're just in that moment of just like hold
you're
it.
You're not thinking about anything. And so I think that's kind of a form of meditation right there. And I think that's why I enjoy it so much because it is stress relief. Stress relief, but it's also stretch relief.
Yes, both. Anything relief.
So you come out of there with a clear mind.
Yeah, that's true.
And you just feel good.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. So let me ask you this: Where do people find you? You know, if they want to connect with you. I mean, you guys. Jake has the Fitness Culture app, which has a monthly fee to it, right?
Yeah.
You know, we believe that fitness and business go together pretty much hand in hand for the most part.
Man,
like
I always operate as a business owner so much better when I am in a good routine. I'm at a better physical, whatever level.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there's just a good metaphor of putting your body or mind under a heavy amount of stress in the gym and just pushing yourself there physically, because your brain the whole time while you're working out, if you're pushing yourself, it's like fuck. And that's kind of like business, right? You start business and shit happens, you're like fuck. Yeah. So it builds up just like your mental strength so that you can endure entrepreneurship, right? And so I do believe that there's a very, it goes hand in hand. And I think that if you're struggling in business, I think going to the gym and removing yourself from business and just getting the frustration and the stress and all the stuff that you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, that's the one place that if I don't go, I can feel it. I'm an asshole around my wife or my kids and shit if I'm not exerting that.
It changes your outlook too.
Exactly.
Like if you're in a bad mood, you're overwhelmed, you go work out, instantly it's like, all right, I can think again.
You get in an argument right before you go to the gym with your lady and you walk back out, you're like, fuck, man. You walk in the house, you're like, my bad, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a completely different person right after it. Like, it's almost like being hungry. Yeah. And then after you eat, you're like, my bad, babe. It's the same type of concept. But where would they go to, find the Fitness Culture app, download that if they want to check that out? And
just fitnessculture.com.
Fitnessculture.com.
Sign up there, yeah.
Okay.
And then once you sign up for an account, it's just in the App Store. You download there, and you can log in with your account.
Okay.
And if people want to try your supplements and when you release the name and what you're doing, they just follow you on Instagram.
So Fitness Culture Training.
You guys have an Instagram as well for Fitness Culture, right? Is it just Fitness Culture?
Yeah, Fitness Culture Training.
Fitness Culture Training is where you find them on Instagram.
That's Instagram for Fitness Culture. And then mine is just Jacob Hutton 1.
Okay.
And then obviously Steve's going to post about it and stuff. Steve Cook on Instagram as well.
Yeah, you guys probably don't know who he is. He's trying to break into the fitness industry, this Steve Cook guy. And I've told him just stay the course. You know, shit takes a long time. It'll pan out eventually.
Exactly.
But I feel bad for the guy, you know. He's been at it for so long. So hopefully it works out for him. But yeah, check him out on Instagram. See how well he's doing. So, again, guys, we end the podcast with, obviously letting you guys know where you can find the guest and then just reading one of the latest reviews. This was on Sunday. It says, Beast Podcast. Love this podcast. It's so genuine. They literally give you stepping stones to stay on track, to keep you going after your goals. Totally recommend for any business person. So,
who was that from?
It was from, I don't know. I'll let you... You can try to pronounce it.
It's a weird name.
Yeah, check that out. Just pronounce it real quick.
Zayakakakaks.
Exactly. So I was gonna give credit, but I don't know who to give.
Well, thanks Zayakakak.
We appreciate you. So, dude, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hopefully some of these listeners come over there, download the app, and then we can get our cut of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Was it 80%?
80%.
Is that what we negotiated prior?
That'll work. Cool.
So, yeah, go download that. Go check them out. Guys, we hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Kick ass.